Warren Buffett says a real estate storm is coming. Over $2.6 trillion of debt looming over the U.S. real estate market. And by the way, Warren Buffett is dumping stock as we speak. He's dumped most of his Bank of America stock. Should tell you that he knows something that you need to know. So what does Warren Buffett know about the marketplace, the stock market and the real estate market that you need to know? Look, guys, there is a real estate cataclysmic correction happening today. There's $2.7 trillion, and I'm going to share with you how you can take advantage of it, what you need to do about it. But when guys like Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger and Bill Ackman and people are starting to watch this marketplace and say something is going on in the marketplace that's problematic. For instance, we have more unrealized losses in banks today than we did in 2008, 9, and 10, which was a global economic crisis caused again by real estate, which was really a banking crisis, not a real estate crisis. Same thing's happening right now in 2024, 2025, and moving forward. $2.7 trillion. Just understand how big this number is. Will expire between now and the dates I just gave you. Today and the dates I just gave you, $2.7 trillion worth of debt is maturing, due right now. It needs to be paid off somewhere between now and the next somewhere 20 months from now, okay? That means a maturation or an expiration date on that debt is due. Now check this out. When this debt literally went into place, when it was originated, it was somewhere between 2 and 3%. Okay, stay with me here because I'm going to show you the magnitude of this problem is so enormous and will create such an opportunity for you and your family to actually invest in real estate. And I'm going to show you, based on this, what you should be offering to pay because of that, okay? This loan was done at 2 or 3% today. Let's say this loan matured today and now is due at 7% interest. So just imagine, I'm going to keep it simple. Let's say it was 3.5% interest on any amount, okay? Understand this is going to be thousands, tens of thousands of different loans on properties. It could be an office building, a hotel, it could be apartments like we buy at Cardone Capital. It's not single family homes. I'm not talking about single family homes. And the reason I'm not talking about single family homes in this equation is because 70% of all single family homes in America have a loan under 4%, less than 4%, less than 4%, every one of them. Okay, 30%, almost 30% of all the homes in America are paid for in cash. So you're not going to have a collapse in this single family. Where you're going to have a collapse and a correction is this $2.7 trillion worth of commercial debt. And I believe that's why Warren Buffett is dumping his Bank of America stock. He has more treasury bills today. Warren Buffett owns more treasury bills today than the federal government owns treasury bills. I'll tell you why that is today in a second as well, okay? So watch. Let's say this loan was at 3.5%, and let's say this was let's say this was a $100 million hotel loan in New York City or Chicago, and the loan's due. Great property, great location. It's nothing to do with the property, by the way. The whole problem is the loan matured when the interest rates went up, okay? If the interest rates go up, the loan amount's going to go down. So they go this way. They basically move inversely to one another, okay? If rates go down, okay, the loan amount goes up. If the rates go up, guess what? It goes the other way, okay? The rates go down. So in this case, what happened was the rates went from 3% to 7%. And what happens to the debt? The debt is going to go down. By how much? Well, by 4 points, okay? In this case, 3.5 points, okay? It's going to go down by almost half. So watch. I'm going to go back and show you the implication on this. Let's say this loan was approved by the bank. This is how all loans are approved by all banks. It is not approved because commercial real estate is not approved because the guy next door sold for a certain amount of money like a house does. That's called a comparable, called a comp. Okay, another house sold for 400 grand, so your house is worth 400. That's not how commercial works. Commercial works based on the amount of cash flow generated from that property. So when this loan was done at 3.5%, the bank said this loan can support $3.5 million worth of interest on the loan. So the interest must have been less than the total income on the property. I'm gonna make this up because I'm making the deal up. Let's assume then that the income, the free cash flow from the property was $5 million. This would be about what it was for them to approve this $100 million loan at 3.5% interest, this $3.5 million a year in just the interest, okay? We would need about that much to support, I'd need about $5 million to support that. Well, the loan's due now, and the loan went to 7%, and guess what? That's $7 million. What's the problem here? The $7 million comes off the NOI of the property, and they're losing $2 million. See the problem? Okay, now, what is the property worth today? Well, based on the debt, okay, if the debt's $7 million, I'm just using interest, this does not include the principal. So the situation is actually gonna get bigger, but I'm gonna be very conservative here. If the new interest is $7 million, typically the bank will only lend 75% or about 125. They need 125% of the debt to be income, free income, in order for them to give a loan that would cost $7 million a year. This is called the DSCR, debt coverage ratio, or debt service coverage ratio. And it says that basically if I have $7 million worth of principal and interest, it'd be a little more than that here, I need 1.25 or 125% of this number supported by the income in order to approve that loan. As we have a bunch of bankers sit in a room and they're like, does it hit the DSCR? Does it hit the DCR? It's gonna be underwritten, approved by a board that says, does it hit this metric? Okay, now again, we're using simplicity here. If you're a really smart real estate investor right now, you know that this $7 million is interest only, and this loan would actually probably cost more like $8.5 million with principal and interest pay down. Okay, but I'm just trying to show you right now the simplicity of this. The bank's gonna want 125%, depending on the deal, depending on the location, depending on the management, the buyer, and the moment. This number could go as high as 145%, maybe even 155 because people are scared. Like an office building today. An office building today is going to be punished because office is out of favor. An apartment deal, we could get down to 125 or 115. The more likely the lender likes the deal, the more likely the lender will lend to the deal, and the more they're moving kind of money to those deals, that DCR goes down, okay? Now, stay with me here, okay? Remember, this 8.75 is what I need, but I don't have that, okay? Interest rates went up, the property's value has gone down, not because the property's worse off, because the income didn't change, okay? When the cost of money went up, the income stayed the same. I'm still only making $5 million a year. That's why you're seeing some of these office buildings and apartment buildings, we're stealing them, okay? So watch, I only have $5 million worth of income. That didn't change. What did change? $7 million worth of debt. Okay? Nobody's gonna give me $7 million worth of interest-only debt on this deal. Why? Because it doesn't produce money. It loses $2 million a year. Nobody in their right mind will ever give a loan on this. Nobody's gonna get it approved. Elon Musk couldn't buy this deal. Wouldn't happen. No bank will approve the deal. So watch. This can't happen, okay? This can't happen. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, well, how much money could they give me? And for those of you who wanna know how to steal real estate in this cycle, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you get notified of other videos I'll be sharing with you, and hit the notification so you get binged as soon as I drop one. We drop one once, twice a month so that you guys can have access to the same information I have access to. So watch, because this is going to show you how to steal this piece of real estate. This $5 million, I want you to take 80% of that. 80%, it's a little hack I use. 80% times $5 million equals $4 million. And the $4 million equals the principal and interest, maximum amount of principal and interest the bank, any bank, by the way, Fannie, Freddie, HUD, is going to lend you on this deal. And I want you to take that number, the $4 million, and you're going to divide by 0.0825. And it's going to tell you that the lender is going to give you a loan for $48,480,000 on this deal. Okay? They have a loan right now of what? $100 million. That means somebody is going to take a haircut on this deal of $52 million. A bank's going to lose $52 million. The seller's probably going to lose 52 plus 30 or 40 that they put down on the first deal because they put money down to buy that deal. This, when you do this, it determines what you can pay for the real estate. And that is how you guys are going to take advantage, and probably why Warren Buffett, by the way, is stacking up all this cash, okay? See, because we have I just took $100 million out of this. That's 100 million out of these numbers right here. I still have $2.6 trillion, $90 billion worth of debt if I just take one hotel out of the food chain. That's what's coming due right now. This is going to be the greatest real estate correction in my lifetime. This is the opportunity for you and your family to go out. When you understand these numbers, when you simplify these numbers, when you understand not just what you want to pay, but what the bank is going to lend on, when you go to that bank and say, look, man, I can't get a loan for more than $48 million. That's all the lender is going to loan on this deal. Why? Not because of me, because the property only produces $5 million. Not me, that's the property. But bottom line is, what's happened here? Somebody paid $130 million. That's probably what they paid for that piece of real estate. They probably put 20 or 30% down when they bought it. They paid $130 million. And the next time it trades, guess what? It won't be $130 million. It's going to go from $130 million to $49 million. By the way, that's going to happen 27,000 times in this cycle. 27,000 times. If I only buy 1%, why I'm so excited all the time, everybody's like, why is Grant Cardone so excited? Why does he got so much energy? If I only get 1% of this, I'm going to buy 270 deals. Is that right? Yeah, 270 deals. 270 deals. I own 51 deals right now and have $5 billion worth of real estate. If I end up with 270 deals, 51 divided by 270, oh my God, I'm gonna get so rich, it's gonna be crazy. I'm getting excited. You see what's happening to me? Times 5.1 billion. I'm gonna have $26 billion worth of real estate. This is the greatest real estate correction in my lifetime, okay? And it's gonna benefit somebody. This is going to happen. It's going to happen to somebody somewhere. It could be in Fargo, North Dakota. It could be in Fort Lauderdale. It could be in San Francisco. It could be in Singapore. It could be in Cincinnati. It could be in Chicago. It could be in Houston, Beyonce town. It could be in New York City. It's going to be somewhere. That piece of property was $130 million. Next time it trades, it's going to be $50 million bucks. Somebody's going to make $80 million. Now, last thing I want to say about this is this. This is what happens. This property value goes down. Why? Because rates went up. When rates go back down again, guess what happens? The property value goes back up again. Somebody's going to buy it for 49, sell it for 100 or 130 million. They're going to make 80 million because they were in the right place at the right time with the right amount of confidence. If you like this video, check it out. I'm doing a free training right after this. Click the link below. They'll give you a time when I'm going to pop on live. Make sure it's completely free, costs you nothing. Make sure you see it because it could set you and your family up in a situation where you can actually have the knowledge and the confidence to go grab one of these big deals.